This divine grace of the Charanarvind Bhaktivedanta Swami Guru Prabhupada ki jai. This calm liberty founder Acharya Guru Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Om Shubhad Paramhamsa Parivrajaka Acharya Stattar Sata Srimati Swami Krishna Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Namacharya Srila Haridasa प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। वृंदावन धाम की जय। नदी मायापुर धाम की जय। गंगा माई की जय। जमुना माई की जय। देवी की जय। तुलसी महारानी की जय। समावेत भक्त वृंद की जय। जय गौर प्रेमानंद। All glories to the symbol of the all glories to the symbol of the all glories to the symbol of the glories to the Guru and Sri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 We are reading from the Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter number 9.3. Krishna is telling about the most confidential knowledge of devotional service that is available only to those who are not envious people. Idam tu te guhyatamam pravakshami anasuyave jnana vidyana sahitam yajnanam vasita chupat raja vidya raja guhyam pavitramidam uttamam pratyaksha avagamam dharmyam susukham kartam avyayam. Then ashratadhana purusha sarvasya parantamhat aprapno nivartante maham mrityu samsara vartmani. So, this word Shraddha has been described in very, very great details even in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Everybody puts the faith, but faith is not an appropriate word to indicate what is meant by Shraddha. Because if you see the analytical understanding of Shratadhana, Shraddha word came from Shrat means eternal, Dha means Diha. If you put your discriminating intelligence on the absolute truth, which is Sat, Sat Ekam. But because Vipraha Baudha Vadanti, the learned people are trying to explain in different terms and terms. So, but truth is one, absolute truth. And there where Srimad Bhagavatam also begins, Satyam Param Dhimhi. For that, whatever were previous conceptions or during the brought up, we came across or we developed according to our three modes of material nature and try to mix up, a soup called Saddha. Oh, I believe this and I believe that. Tunde tunde material. Every kobri there is a different understanding. Kobri means cranium. Everybody thinks in it, but Krishna wants to give you a resolute understanding. And there is only one That we have to repose. So, Ashraddhana Purushasya Tathasya Parantapa Aprapno Nivartante Mamrati. Those who have not developed within their lifetime, in human form of life, this resolute determination, then they will come and go uselessly in this cycle of Mrityu Samsara. So, do you think it is a voluntary thing to develop Shraddha? Is it a voluntary thing? Oh, it's up to my individuality. Yeah, you have little independence, but it is so minute that what's good of your studies, intelligence that has been not utilized in the subject matter of eternity. Infinite. They say infinite, but they don't know what is infinite. What's an infinite formula in physics?
Physics? I know pi.
22.7. That is pi?
No, that's pi.
Just got off first. But yeah.
It doesn't give you any iota.
And
They even put up the absolute temperature, right? The word absolute in physics, it is coming to the minus 273 or something like that. But it doesn't make sense. It doesn't come near what is absolute. Absolute is one without second. And it is not minus 273, it is 1. One comes first before anything. Because from one became many, that is possible. Eko Bahushyam. One becomes many. This is in the Vedic aphorism. Eko Bahushyam. One manifested in many. So here is a question of zero. All our thinking and postulations are zero because it is a speculation. Alright? Bhagavad Gita is not a speculative literature. It teaches us how to come to a conclusive aspect of the Absolute One. And one has to know it. One has to know how to know it. That is also another thing. It's not a self-study. One who has seen the One will expose you to the One. So, we have to put the faith of Shraddha into that Absolute One. And that is to be, related to us. Because our existence is also dependent upon that Absolute One. We recognize even though it is temporary, but we recognize it. So we have faith. We have faith in our limitations. So why don't we cultivate faith into unlimited? Eko Bharushya means he must be very unlimited, and we have to put up. So when we try to decipher on our own, we will become completely confused. We can't make even moral approaches, or we cannot distinguish between what is morality, what is immorality. We cannot distinguish what is beneficial and what is not beneficial. These are the games of our intelligence in three different contaminations of the modes of material nature. They are contaminating. Mode of goodness, intelligence is also in mode of goodness, intelligence is also in mode of passion, and intelligence is also in mode of ignorance. Bhagavad Gita doesn't teach us, but it gives the results of using these three kinds of even intelligence. Satvika buddhi, rajasika buddhi. But vyavasayatmika buddhi, it also teaches us the absolute occupation of the soul is only one. And those who are sense-greedy lives, they will never get that resolute determination on absolute one. Samadhana vidiyate. So emphatically, the word of, everything begins from Shraddha, Adu Shraddha. Now, whichever kind of Shraddha you want to develop, you will be attracted to that kind of association. Right? Those are because everybody has opened up their shop, and if you are attracted by the Shraddha in more of passion, those are also there. But some have also opened up the shops of the faith in mode of ignorance. So they are distinguishable because they show the characteristics, the qualities, and qualities are manifested to give you the identity of that personality. So, the experience of mankind during the current of so-called advancement of the time, not of our conditions, but advancement of time dictates on us that sooner the better we have to develop the faith of the absolute. Right? So that is the intelligence, and that's why it takes a lot of credits to get entry or admission into this zodiac faith. Otherwise, even though all the literatures pertaining to this faith has been developed from ages and ages, start from atheism to impersonalism to Mayavad, but there is also Vaishnavism also developing simultaneously and progressively as an evolutionary aspect to come to the final conclusion. And the Vedas are supposed to be the storehouse of all this knowledge. So gradually Vedas have to be exposed, and then we can concentrate much more. Out of the four Vedas, originally there was one Veda called Atharva Veda, but where they have made it four, right? And Rigved is talking of all the effects of the three modes of material nature and how the human development can be on the basis of moral goodness. That will be, but the Rigved, Yajurved, Yajurveda is
Ritual.
uh,
Ritual.
not ritual, it is homage. Yaja. That is it. So, what will be the human endeavor to sacrifice? To sacrifice in order to get purified, in order to become free from the internal world. Everything is given. Samved is the patterns of glorifying through the grammatical chandas and meters of chanting, the hymns and other things. That is Samved. And Krishna likes Samved. But he is known through Yajurveda. But then what he created, all this material manifestation, is in Atharvaveda. Right? Then Ruk, Sam, Yajur and
Atharva.
Atharva was the origin. It was conglomeration of all the three, and Vyasadeva divided it into sectionalization. So these three subjects are very important, and Yajurveda describes the not only Jnana Kand, not only Karma Kand, but Upasana Kand. So everybody has to master different subjects. Some can come to the conclusion of the cream of all because they don't have time. So in bygone ages, all they were studied very thoroughly. But when the age is decreasing from 100,000 years to 10,000 years and 10,000 years to 1,000 years, and now it is decreasing to even
100.
no 30%.
So we have our bonus.
They call it 100, but average is not 100. It comes to 82.5 or something like that. An average lifespan. So who to go with that 15%? Anyway, but during this time we are given opportunity to cultivate resolute faith. That is very important. And when we say there are a lot of misunderstandings, unfounded thinking that control our lives, family traditions, and unexplainable phenomena that, because we have short intelligence, who is going to take time to explain so? But Krishna is concluding that Rajvidya Rajaguhyam Pavitramidam Uttamam Pratyaksha Vadamam Kasyam Susankakam. This knowledge is not a speculative knowledge. It is the king of all. Rajaguhyam, it is the secret of all secrets. Pavitram means if you follow, you will become purified from all the misconceptions. And Uttama, it will pull you out from the basic materialistic nature into the topmost elevated position of a perfection. That is Uttama. Udgata Tama iti. One will liberate you from the mode of ignorance, mode of passion, and put you on the high goodness. That is. But beyond mode of goodness, there is also parasattva, means pure mode of goodness. But Vishuddha Sattva is the realm of the absolute truth. So, evolution of human psychology is also being directed towards this, to achieve. And it depends upon what kind of faith are you going to cultivate. Right? Adav Shraddha. But whatever kind of faith you require association, and without that you will never get faith. I have belief, but this belief system will not come into me without association. We inherit belief system even from our families. We believe even from our friends, from society, and from nationality. So, but is it a life really livable? To believe means what? B means factually living the life what you think and so belief is a synonym of faith. It's a synonym of faith. But the faith can change. Prabhupada said, today you are Muslim, tomorrow you will become Christian. Next day you might hope to become a Hindu. You never. So this kind of thing is very weak, which is changing. That is not. Life and living is constant. And we have to live according to that original characteristics of the life. That is called belief. The soul is part and parcel. Who will teach you that? You are thinking of body only. Or you are thinking of family. Or you are thinking of society. Or you are thinking of nationality. These are all intermediary, unrequired, stops that people who cannot go beyond even nationalism. Their intelligence is compared to a cow or an ass. Yasyatma buddhi trinapek dhatuke swadhikalatra ijya bhaumadi yatirtha buddhi sarilena karhi chit janeshu abhikeshu eva gokara. He will be celebrated as having intelligence of a cow and ass. What kind of celebration? So, the Shastra is putting this body is made up of three dhatu, kapha, pitta and vaya. According to Ayurveda, the body is made up of three dhatu, kapha, pitta and vaya. And swadhi, that bodily conception extended up to kalatra, means wife and children. Adishu, ijya bhaumadi, attachment to the place where we took birth. And we think we are obligated to sacrifice our life for the sake of that land. Generally, in ignorance, the faith in that ignorance, the brothers fight for the property and sacrifice their life. Then nation is fighting, and you think, अपने देश के लिए जान दे देंगे. What is that? Yatirtha buddhi salikena kamsichi. One's intelligence is not purified from all this temporary designation of bodily conception of life. Tirtha means itself is pure. And we have a belief. We go to the Tirtha to dump our impurity. And the Tirtha is afraid, oh my God. Even Ganga went to Krishna and said, I'll be given the I have been given the benediction of purifying whoever takes bath in my waters. But who will purify me? So Krishna said, don't worry, my devotees will be there. Tirthim kurvanti tirthani. The purification is done by the sadhus who are specifically present there. One must associate. So that will be the real purification. If you go to Vrindavan and do not associate with the sadhus, means you are a tourist. Tourists are not interested in associating with sadhus. They are the one who will purify. Because Krishna has already told, and they are agents of Krishna. So they will teach you. So we have to cultivate that resolute faith. And Krishna is so much entertaining. In the second chapter itself, Vyavasayatmika buddhi eke kurva. The resolute faith is only one. And bahushakha hirantascha buddhayo vyavasayana. Those who do not know the occupation of the soul does not get that resolute faith. Devotional service is the eternal occupation of the soul. Because body is temporary, we engage the body. That's okay. But our devotional service must be continued even after the death. Don't succumb to death. Dhruva Maharaj stepped over the head of the death and went to Vaikuntha. That is the power of devotional service. So, those who are engrossed in Bhogeshwarya Prasaptana, Aishwarya means one who is even dependent upon the prestige of the family and whatever it is. In Gujarat, we have a lot of expansions of Durga as Kuladevi. Giving my speech to music. I'm talking of Kuladevi. We have so many Kuladevis. We have so many Kuladevatas, you know. But and we carry on such faith in the family. And when we are facing with the absolute prayer, it is a direct challenge to it. It's a direct challenge. Don't get confused. Faith in the mode of goodness, faith in the mode of passion, and faith in the mode of ignorance. These three divisions are there, and they are all not required to cultivate devotional service. Devotional service is very powerful. We'll be distracted by so many different tunes. But we have to understand that the resolute determination should be developed, and that's what Srila Prabhupada brought. You know, when he was establishing ISKCON as a registered entity, many people came to say, "Well, Swamiji, why don't you put this name, the title, International Society for God Consciousness?" And Prabhupada said, "They will bring all gods." You know, they will bring all the gods, and they don't have any proof that which God is there. We stick to Krishna. Krishna is all in all, and he has given Bhagavad Gita to prove himself. You know, simply, if we want to enter into the subject matter of Krishna, then we have to cultivate that prerequisite faith. And that's where Chaitanya Charitamrita starts. Shraddha Sabde Sudrada Vishwasa Karanischay Krishna Bhakti Karile Sarva Karma Krita. Shraddha, the word Shraddha. Shrad means eternity. Dha means Dhiya. It is not the faith to be cultivated by mind and fickleness of social surroundings. Okay? It is an intellectual application. And if we do not do, Krishna said, Asraddhadana Purushasri Dharmastyasri Bharantava Aprapnu Nivartante Mam. Aprapnu. They will not achieve me. Nivartante, they will come repeatedly in cycle of birth and death. So to get rid of the cycle of birth and death, as we are experiencing, right? Cycle of birth and death in our body 7 times a year, no, 14 times a year.
A whole lifetime.
All the cells die, so there is death. And they are reborn, means there is birth. We are experiencing in our body birth and death, and the whole thing is also finished in 85 years. They say, women live little longer, about 3 years longer. That's all. I don't know why. Don't ask me. But live. Krishna has blessed you 3 years more, so have more. Means you will take more time to understand Krishna. That is also thing. You know? Yeah, so many attachments, so many things, so many beliefs and disbeliefs. You know? We keep on doubting and this and that, and how long we have to live this kind of life? Prabhupada tells us, so take up a resolute faith. So, we don't want to come into this material miserable world again, to start going into kindergarten. When our children become big, they will have a different system of kindergartening. You never know. Nobody in our time there any kindergarten. In our time there was no kindergarten. Everybody was growing within the house. Then in 5 years they are kicked out, go to school. All right. So the point is that there's a constant change in this modern education. Every year there is something new. And we get confused because it's a trial and error. But who wants to waste the whole life in doing trial and error? It's not intelligent. So we need to look very closely into this resolute faith. Then Shraddha, the word, itself is indicating Sudra, very, very confirmed. Drad means strong and confirmed faith, which is called Nishtha. Nishtha means confirmation. Shraddha Shraddhe. Sudrada Vishwasa Karnischay. Make yourself very determined to accept that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and you act the entire life as a devotional service to Him. Krishna Bhakti Karile Sarva Karma Krito. You don't have to do something separate for yourself or your family members. Sometimes we say, oh, my father is sick, can I chant for him? And Baba, chant for yourself. And tell him to chant for himself. Because you have attachment, you want to apply even the absolute philosophy to extend the benefit to others. No, that absoluteness is with him too, because he is directly part and parcel. Why can't you have, courage to tell him to chant Hare Krishna? That really requires courage. I have experienced, And tell him, you repeat. And tell everybody, don't regret, don't cry. There is no place here. We have to remember ourselves and remind him. Chanting Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare.
Let him go. He'll be having security. At least the holy vibrations of Lord Shri Krishna's absoluteness. Alright? So, Adau Shuddha, Tato Sadhu Sangha. But we don't get Shuddha without Sadhu Sangha. So fine. Who is obstructing? Give the credit to the sadhus. That is your big heart. You can't develop Shraddha on your own. You can't have your separate conception of Shraddha. It's a standard, coming from the disciplic succession that they have cultivated to make sure that that life is proven fact based on resolute determination. So that is through Dhrada Vishwas we have to cultivate in his home. Nishchaya, determined. Because there are so many things, if we are determined, then we'll make progress fast. How? Atha Bhajana Kriya. We'll make definite progress in Bhajana Kriya. Chanting 16 rounds without fail and following 4 regulatives without fail and straightly. Then we will have all the strengths to eradicate unwanted thing in our life, which is called anartha. The unfounded beliefs are also anarthas. They are becoming obstacle in our life. Unfounded. Because we think welfare of everybody, but we do not think welfare. What is welfare? A temporary welfare or a permanent welfare? Welfare is welfare. But this process requires ultimate welfare. If you want, for once and all, make a tangible progress in the welfare of everyone who are connected or disconnected in our life, doesn't matter. It's called universal welfare. That's for that reason, one has to approach. Tasmat gurum prapadyeta jigyasu sreya utthapam. Sreya means ultimate wealth. Priya means temporary. No, for the Sreya, you have to approach the bona fide spiritual master. Don't hang around otherwise. If you are on the path of spiritual welfare, this is eternal and it benefits everybody around you. It does not depend upon their ignorance or your attachment to their ignorance. No. The whole backing will be of the parampara will be there, your guru will be there, and the shastras will be there. And don't select a guru for good or paid over that for anything. Shastre Parech Nishnartam. He must be expert into transcendental literature and its conclusion. That is one without second. Otherwise, Vedas have different kinds of conclusions of different, faiths. But no. Shastre Parech Nishnartam Brahmani so, and he must have taken shelter of the Absolute. So that is the qualification that Srila Prabhupada brought and emphasized that we have to follow to get rid of so many unnecessary obstacles that we have created by social arrangement or by family arrangement or by, misconception of the so-called general knowledge of the so-called world. So this is a very important job we have to, take on our head when we get initiated. To make solution for once and all. It is not going to hurt anybody because if you take some prayer from me but you give them shreya, then where is the deficit? If you take away some prayer, okay, I will not give you some immediate petty benefit, but I will give you the eternal benefit. Who will be a fool to accept, no, I want only prayer. No. Why? Because Anasuyave is not there, he is Suyave. Suyave means envious. So naturally, they will not receive the most secret of Lord Shri Krishna, that is pure devotional service, and what Krishna has spoken will not be applicable to them. Idam tu te guhyamam pravakshyami manasura jnana vijnana sahitam yad jnana mokshasya asura. So probably we may not have to rely upon family traditions as far as sannyasis, those who are giving up the family. It is for that reason. Because it may be a subtle bondage. Subtle bondage where he is coming from a particular tradition or particular family knowledge, or he can't, he has to give up to benefit. So he gives up in the beginning, he gives up the home. He puts up a hut outside the village and brings the tiffin. They will bring the tiffin and food because attachment is there. So that cut off. So that is Kutichak. Now, second stage is Bahudak. He will stop the tiffin system from his home and he will go around and making bhiksha within the town. But in Parivrajagacharya state, he has to give up the town and go around. Prabhupada gave immediate Parivrajagacharya, function to all the sannyasis. All the sannyasis. Never stay. You are cursed like Narad Muni. You can't stay for more than 3 days. Yeah, I'm staying for 9 days. But I'm staying in the temple. Okay. Not in somebody's household. What do you think?
Yes, correct. Wherever sadhu is there, there's a temple.
No. Anyway, but this is the strict regulation. Then, after reaching the maturity and realizing the absolute truth, he is always in rapt attention. He can't be disassociated with the absolute truth. So that is a Paramahamsa state, whether he goes or does not go. It's like an Avadhuta state. So these are the progressive stage of the absolute, and we must respect. Sooner or later, everybody has to face the duel, right? So, but we must definitely go on the path of progressive to increase the intensity of the devotional service. That is Vyavasaya, and we have to cultivate the faith on that. So, you can read your Srimad Bhagavatam is based on that absolute faith that the rishis have. They wanted to continue for the next 1,000 years. Satra means 1,000 years sacrifice, discussing the topics of Srimad Bhagavatam. We can hardly do little topic a day, but they were doing it for 1,000 years. Eating, sleeping, everything was there. What a big pandal program there in Naimisharan. But then they also went home back to Godhead, living Srimad Bhagavatam and its tradition around. But again, people are becoming completely entrapped in Saptah, 7 days only. Where is 1,000 years and where is 7 days? So Prabhupada brought Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. It is said, Nashtaprayashu, Bhaktishu, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. So on the path of resolute determination, where our quality of faith is accounted, that should be the measure. Otherwise, I believe in Christianity, okay, tomorrow you will believe, but maybe not on third day. You will have still some kind of doubts. But here the guarantee is there. Vidyate hridaya granthi, chindyanti sarva samshaya, kshiyante chasya karmani, drashtaiva atmanishwari. So, if all the doubts within the heart, the hridaya granthi, from time immemorial, there's tight knots of disbelief. It's, who can slash it? Chindyanti sarva samshaya. All the doubts will become shattered to pieces. And kshiyante chasya karmani. Karma bhav will not bind you. It will make kshina. Kshina means disappearing. You become liberated. You are not supposed to give up the activities of pure devotional service, whether through your household work or through your office work, whatever it is. Offer everything to cultivate Krishna consciousness. Then we will be facing ourselves with the Supreme Lord, eye to eye. Otherwise, we are not able to see ourselves. We are so much hidden within. Drashta eva atmanishwara. So, on a positive note, we should start comparing that whatever our disbeliefs were there before, what did it give us? More doubts, more, unclear situation. But Krishna is giving the foundational training in Bhagavad Gita to repose our attention only on Him and nothing else. So, thank you very much. We can have questions, answers, just to foster our faith in Krishna consciousness. Yes.
So you're talking about Bhajana Kriya. So I was reading Vishnu, in the Mother Kadambini, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur talks about the 6 stages of unstable Bhajana Kriya. The Anushta Bhajana Kriya.
Madhurya Kadambani.
Madhurya Kadambani. What is that?
Anushta Bhajana Kriya, the 6 stages of unsteady bhajan. When you get to Bhajana Kriya, do you have to go through all those 6, or are there ways to skip any of them?
No. Adav Shraddha, these are the stages. Adav Shraddha, Tato Sadhu Sangha, Atha Bhajana Kriya, but Atha Anartha Nivrittisya. Then you will reach to the stage of Nishtha. So what is the difference between Shraddha and Nishtha?
Nishtha, study this.
Shraddha is the beginning, but it has to be matured, to be confirmed. So unless and until in the association of devotees by performing our devotional activities, starting from chanting to even contributing our whatever talents or whatever we know in the service of Lord Shri Krishna in the temple, that is Bhajana Kriya. But then Anartha Nivritti, whatever unfounded ideas in our, because we are exposed to so many different, you are exposed to uni, and you may be bringing up so many uni ideas. You like it, but you may not be able to become happy. So, anarthas have to be removed. Unwanted things. They are not beneficial to your divine progress. Then that initial faith will be reconfirmed. Once you are convinced, you are liberated. We are trapped by our own misconceptions. But the Nishtha is a stage of reconfirming our faith and fructifying into liberation. Alright. Then your real progress will become spontaneous. Rati, Asakti, and Bhav and Prem. Alright? So Asakti, Bhav and Prem are going to develop automatically in that particular internal bhajan. After the Nishtha, you have to follow the external bhajan.
So what does external bhajan mean?
Means you have to practice. Then you have to be absorbed in the thought and internally, practice. That is bhajana pranali is given and require proper guidance in that system. This is called sadhana bhakti. The external bhajan is called sadhana, but the internal bhajan requires the guidance also, and that we have to practice.
So internal bhajan can only be achieved after Nishtha, but for now we just practice external or like
After Nishtha and proper taste has to be developed. Then the process of rati means akarshan, then bhakti will become. So bhakti in the absolute term is only asakti, bhav and prem. are the real stages of bhakti. And it is developed, and it will go along with you. You can't be separated with it. So we need to develop this Kramanusar, means stage-wise development. That's the process in Bhakti-Rasamrita Sindhu, and Madhurya Kadambini is describing these 9 steps of progress. It is the progress, and we can measure our progress. Where are we? If we have some other side subjects attachment, then progress will be hampered. We will not be able to clarify what are we, how are we. We need to become free from all the misconceptions. Sarvapadir vinirmuktam tatparatvena nirmalam rishikena rishikesam sevam bhakti ecchate anyadilashita sunyam jnanakarmadana tam anubhulya krishnamislam bhakti rasta. So, cultivate that resolute faith on Guru and Krishna. Yasya deve parabhakti yatha deve tatha guru tasya pratikāhyatya prakāṣante mahātmana. Prakāṣante mahātmana means you will be having very, very big, what you call, effulgence coming out of your body. No! Prakāṣante, the devotional service will become glorified.
So when we develop Shraddha, that means that we have no other material attachments.
No, Shraddha has to be tested. Alone you cannot develop and sustain Shraddha. You need association. If our misunderstandings are there, then we have to consider 10 offenses. The Seva Aparadas, the deity offenses, the Vaishnava offenses, the Dham offenses will be bombarded. Just to protect our devotional service. These are not necessary.
So, we may be able to follow Vaishnavism and properly follow the message of Gita, but we have families outside, for their pleasure. Should we follow the rituals? And how do you make them not unhappy against me?
It's not a question of somebody's happiness we have to follow. We have to follow only Guru and Krishna's happiness. Yasya deve para bhakti yatha deve tatha guru. They are not absolute. Otherwise, why do we have to deviate and compromise? What will you gain? What is said to be unfounded, which is not approved by Shastra, why would you keep on? I know in Fiji there is so much going on. Voodoo. Haiti is the worst country to perform voodoos. And these remote islands where people were completely, isolated, they became fearful. They were cannibals, right? The Fijians were cannibals. Their glory is still today in giving you a souvenir that was used to kill the human being. How to poke up the eyes, This is their glory. Did you see the museum in Suva?
No.
Oh my God, next time you better take it.
I told him to. I wanted to go.
Go to Tappu's, he will have all the instruments in that shop, you to take a souvenir. Yeah. And to avoid the superstition to take over, they just drink kava and remain intoxicated. This is how they are sustaining that disbelief or completely aboriginal, mentalities. There are so many countries. Even Papua New Guinea is still so backward. African states. And Haiti is very near to Puerto Rico, half of the Puerto Rico on the same island. The Haiti is another. Santo Domingo. What do they have? Arre Baba, go to Guyana. I have gone so many times. And they have their old Indian trends of having Mata Chadi Koine, Bhut Bua Bola, ghostly, and yeah. We have worst experience. Anyway, sometimes it becomes hilarious. The country is so backward, Guyana, I'm talking of 1978. I went with my GBC because I will play Mridanga and he will start chanting and people will be clapping in the temple. But I saw the whole ceiling was black. Alright? Whole ceiling was black. And we started chanting and one Mataji got up and started, Uru. and we told, take her away, because she's drawing the attention of other people who are chanting Hare Krishna. But then all of a sudden, the lights went off. And clapping started. But it was so irregular. The light came and we realized that they were all the mosquitoes. That was the condition. And they started beating up. They are not in tune. Why are they clapping so awkwardly? But that was a fact. It was a personal experience. I'm glad mosquitoes are covering the whole ceiling and you will see it is black. We have gone to weird countries just to spread Krishna. Yeah, Krishna, they love Krishna, but they also love Ram. Ram and Ram. Ram and Ram. Yeah. Ram and Ram drink. So much superstition, so much superstition. And but so many came out from that. We were importing, we were smuggling devotees from Guyana. Devotees took so much risk. They want to come out, but they can't come out. They don't have, even in Guyana, they don't have potatoes. They can't grow potatoes. They have to smuggle from Suriname, from the neighboring country. They don't have dal, only chickpeas. આપણે ચોળી કહીએ ને white eye peas, white eye peas. So and They use breadfruit to make puris out of it. But they will never swell and pop up. Breadfruit. That kind of poverty, the devotees were having the centers, West Coast Demerara, a huge river, lot of water. Everything can be wiped out if it's raining. And New York was, the harbor for them to come directly from Florida to New York. New York will take everything. But they are all of Indian training. Which country you won't find Indians? Indians were thrown out for what they call Kala Pani Saja, black waters, means tryptophanuria. They were so much, weakened by the mosquitoes and other. The kidneys start excreting tryptophan, which turns black. So it's called black waters, Kala Pani. And the mosquitoes in this Andaman, Nicobar Islands. These islands were used by Britishers during the independence movement to throw people there in the jail. Not only that, if they are hardcore criminals, they will be sent to Australia before, when all these cities never came. All the aborigines of Australia, they have Indian DNA. It's all a startling, situation. India was target from the very old ages to be plundered, looted. The history. They call Girmi. Your forefathers, Arigo, your forefathers were coming from India to till the land for growing sugarcane. And you bought, he brought Kabar also with him. That's a small chidia, and it's horrible and sound, and they grew like anything. Even today you will see it's a cluster.
It's a black, right?
Brown.
All have a brown.
Brown.
The boys all.
It's a type of mena, but mena is very sweet speaking.
Yeah, but they call men also.
They are also called mena, but because they are converted from menas. they are rough speakers.
Is it sparrow?
A rough speaker.
Is it a sparrow?
Not sparrow. We used to go in Lotuka for morning walks, me and Jagannath, and early morning. But as soon as the sun rises, the nearby islands, where these are in hordes of camels come, and they fly over to find out where is the food. I feel at home. The Singatoka is second home. But anyway, but there are so much superstition there. Suppose if you are in a tradition, there was one disciple of Bhakti Swami, and the whole family got initiated by Bhakti Swami. When the girl was getting married, the boy was not initiated, or neither he was inclined, but somehow she wanted to get married. And then she was in a problem. the family has a tradition to sacrifice a pig on this occasion of marriage. And the girl has to do. Then what am I supposed to do? I said, give up your husband.
And then, what happened? Which
Let them do, but you don't go and see. You just give somebody permission or employ somebody to do $50 and he will do it. This has so much. I mean, when you are isolated, when you do not have the society to back you up, then you create so many, types of inherent fears because no security. Huh? No security. Krishna gives you security. Masucha. Otherwise, samshayatma vinashyati. He gives warning that those who are in doubt and, always remain in confusion, they will perish.
Ajnana-danasa.
Asardana purusha dharmasya parantapa aprapya.
No.
He will not achieve me. Mam mrityu sansara vartana. He will be just repeating. So like that. So we have to put up confirmation and welcome Fiji.
not only Fiji, everywhere.
You were in a problem. Remember when you were coming from, I think, Nandi and you hit a cow? Eh? You hit a cow. Oh. and thought that she might have died. You didn't wait to see. You drove off. All right? But I remember, he consulted his mama, who is in San Francisco. And his mama said something, no. What did he say? Tell me.
I can remember right now what it is.
And you cannot remember. Do you think I have to remember?
No. I mean, it's funny, you remember that I told my mama, I don't, of the part, I told you.
I told you just to chant Hare Krishna and remain secure. His mama was indicating that he has to purchase another cow and give it to him. Otherwise, you have to do this tarpana and this kind of use by the pandits. I said, your mama is not a pandit. Why his suggestion? But I remember exactly. And then you are not in communication with him at all. Right?
Yeah.
I still remember.
I told you that, yes.
So much side situation that entangles people. These are certain bondages. And we have become free from these bondages.
Maharaj, I have one doubt. Bhakti Swami, when
Bhakti Vikasva.
Bhakti Swami,
Bhakti Charaswami.
when he has passed away in Florida because of this COVID, I heard in the last time in one of the sessions, his personal assistant was explaining about the difficulties facing when we need to send the body back to the India because of the COVID restrictions, etc. I have one doubt, like when body is temporary and then soul is eternal, and then there's an engine. Why we need to send the body to the India? Why not we do the funeral in here itself, Florida?
See, actually Bhakti Charaswami belonged to Mayapur. He was a co-director of the Mayapur project. But somehow he also thought that future of his disciples all over the world. So he came to Ujjain. And within 9 months, he created a big temple there. Everybody was astonished. I was there when he presented. I went during the groundbreaking as well as opening of the temple, both the times. It's did wonderful job in such a speedy way that everybody was amazed. And I have good friends, and I stay even in South Africa. Moreover, he was interested in perpetuating this kind of ventures, right? So he also had entrepreneur idea, to engage all the disciples. So something was created, and of course it was a little bit of a very what you call unsteady situation that created doubt in many devotees and this and that. But ultimately, he fulfilled the obligations and returned the money and everything. So he has some kind of dynamic entrepreneurship, and he wanted to employ it in service of Srila Prabhupada. Otherwise, Mayapur would have been, also required so much funding, and he has to think that he can put up that kind of money. How much? For over $400 million. The project was estimated at that time. Still, they are a little short. And there is a spirit and devotee to, bring in money. So they, many situations where ISKCON faces hardship to struggle against the public uproar, like that. Even in the Turley case of $450 million lawsuit, and the child abuse cases and this and that, it was levied. But so many situations came that the devotees themselves faced it. We have good lawyer system in our devotee circles. They advise, they chastise the gypsies. We are accepting the responsibility, and we must come. So the idea was to declare 12 temples on bankruptcy level, but it is to reorganize the finance. Otherwise, in India, bankruptcy means gone case. So they do not understand. In India, bankruptcy is different. So Bhakti Charu Swami committed $1 million. Altogether, that was 11.8 million. That is the value system. So we were obligated to pay only that much, not 450. So the Turley was the mastermind case, lawyer, and look at it in Dallas, Texas. He said, I will never fight against ISKCON. He got a hard time. But he had about 99 children listed. We added more, even though they were not implicated, just to distribute the wealth. We were given quotas, okay? Do it by hook or crook. I said, not crook, the hook will be there. So we did all our part. The big GBCs, they were supposed to be getting more like that. So it will be a united effort to in any difficulty times. We should not get out of the responsibility as an institution just to keep Srila Prabhupada's prestige in tune. So Bhakti Swami played a very important role there. So they were thinking, he belongs to Mayapur. So Japataka Maharaj ordered, bring in charter plane if it is possible, we will pay. He was not trying to run away, but if you listen to his lecture that he gave last in Ujjain before he left. He was well prepared for it. As it is an indication from Krishna, he was on the target. You know. But he wanted to come out from this, but he never left anything, pending, just any debt or any situation to be on the head of his disciples to carry on. Everything was paid for. Even the land project is also, I don't think there was any encumbrance. You know, he was what you call rokra business. But it's not on loan or nothing. So his disciples also carried out very good service to him, following in his footsteps. And he was brought in, and he loved Mayapur. Inclination is there. So Jagataka Maharaj, facilitated the whole thing. That was glorious. Otherwise, why should he be cremated here?
My doubt was, as a body is temporary, so it can be cremated anywhere. Why you need to shift back?
Nothing.
That was not.
Nothing happened. He didn't spread anything. People speculate, but the spiritual reasons are much stronger and convincing, even at latest. Who would come here to visit his tomb, even though in the land they would make a samadhi? Who would come? But the disciples are there in Mayapur. How many disciples here? Maybe 100. That doesn't make it. The glories of a devotee is befitted amongst a large pool of people. It becomes pilgrimage. Who will come here for? This is Paschimi Radesha, Muratana Chaka.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Yeah.
I have one question. There is a birth ceremony and the death ceremony is there, right? Someone who gives a birth and who dies in that house. That certain days we are avoided doing daily service. Can you explain the knowledge behind that, Maharaj?
Even in Vrindavan, when Krishna is born on Janmashtami day, after the afternoon arati, they close the temple till next in the night 12 o'clock. They say Sutak. Sutak is a period of inauspiciousness. No, it is a period of sanctity. And they say Krishna took birth through the womb of Devaki. But Devaki never did delivery. You won't find in Srimad Bhagavatam such things. Even though Krishna can do, but yet just to exhibit the pure, what you call, state of existence is like pure, which is called Vishuddha Sattva. He appeared in the heart of Vasudeva. Vasudeva transferred into the heart of Devaki by initiation. This is how Krishna is to be transported. And the Devatas thought that now Devaki is very brilliant, so she must have, been very low Krishna. All of a sudden, when the time was appropriate, Krishna stood in 400 form, and Devaki and Vasudeva says, our pranams to you, but we did not ask for you. Did they follow any ritual? No. Then why do we have to follow? Devotees are initiated in the transcendental nature. Then they must adhere to the transcendental nature and let them manifest in our existence. Then we will be able to understand Janma Karma Chameti Vyam. This is the by superstitions, we cannot do. Even if one is going through Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, and if somebody dies, the Shudras have to maintain most of is Vaishya, lesser still is of Kshatriyas, and Brahmanas. They are not supposed to be observing more than 5 years. Yeah. And what to speak? You are a Vaishnava. You are not supposed to observe at all. Just chant Hare Krishna, read Srimad Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita, 2nd chapter especially, and enjoy. Give him a full green flag that your desire is that he should be liberated. Otherwise, he will go to Pitraloka and still get into troubles. It is the duty of the father, mother, brother, sister. They are all connected by the word tra. Pitru, matru, duhitru, bhratru. Tra means to deliver. Prana, karunya gana gana. Tatra. So, pavitra. Pavi is the name of one hell. To become purified from such thinking of superstition is hellish. Become free, become pure from that. So, father has a function to deliver the children, otherwise, he is at fault. Suppose the father is unable to do, then the obligation goes on the children to deliver the parents. It's a mutual thing. In Kali Yuga, generally fathers do not know. But when you come as a devotee, you are transcending such rituals by chanting Hare Krishna and give them benefit of eternal progress towards goal, never to come again in the material world. Why should they rot in Pitraloka? Do you think Pitraloka is a better place? That they are still hungry there, and you have to feed to the animals and bring Brahmanas to take prasad, because you never know whether he is in a human body or whether he is in animal body. You just feed everybody. What a superstition. And Kali Yuga, and you are transcending all those rituals. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went on the pretext of performing Shraddha, but he never conducted Shraddha in Gaya. Instead, he got initiated and brought Hare Krishna Mahamantra from his Guru Maharaj, Ishwarpur. But actually, why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was not sentimental towards his father? No, he was right on the absolute truth. So we are supposed to follow in the path chalked out by our producer acharyas. It will resolve all the problems. Many families in India are superstitious. The Sanchari gave birth to second baby, girl, all right? And she's asking me, Maharaj, the family is contending that as if I'm incompetent to bring a male child. She has already one daughter, and this is second daughter. So this kind of superstition is levied upon her. I said, what is the difference between the male child and a female child? The spirit, soul, part and parcel, both are female in nature. Both are female in nature. So what do you want to have a confirmation and test that? Even a male child may not be competent to take up Krishna consciousness, and then what? So we have to rest assured within the framework of absolute philosophy of Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. We don't need anything else.
So even Sutak period also we can do
Chant.
chanting and reading we can
That's
do,
good
but
enough.
even arati and
You
everything.
feed, you can do arti. You have installed deities. Why do you have to make them suffer? Because of your superstition. Even in the same house, just send somebody, please take care of the deity.
So instead of we
Yes,
can
why
assist.
not? You're going to cook even for the deity. If not for yourself, somebody will come and give you bhoga, right? For how many days? 1 day, 2 days. Oh, they will take turns. Prasad is exceptional. Even if it is to be taken with filthy mouth, better take it. There is nothing pure than prasad. However, filthy mouth is also there, doesn't matter. That's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's resolute determination. And Sarvabhauma has to accept it. Oh, Mary Sandhya Vadanata. He was crying. But we just read, Rupa Goswami was thinking and was talking about day before yesterday we gave class and then, I pray to my Sandhya, please be satisfied with yourself. I am unable to do because my attention is to Krishna. I cannot deviate my time for your performances. Forgive me. So all the rituals and ritualistic activities, you pray, forgive. I'm sorry, I'm not able to do it. Beautiful verses there. What? You are liberated. This process is liberating you. It's not ordinary. Liberate you from what? Misconceptions, the doubts and other things. Liberate. After all, we never came to United States to observe those rituals, right? But why do they have to follow you? Once you have taken a resolute shelter at the lotus feet of Lord Shri Krishna, Mahashucha, don't worry. Aham tvam sarvapapya. Like that. No, you carry on. Huh? Nobody is going to watch you, or you don't show them what you are doing. Be in your own mood and worship. Huh? It will do always good, even whom you are attached. So, what's a better, deal you will ever get? Because that is not going to gain. Neither you have to, you have any thing in hand to confirm it. Whether these rituals are helping the deceased or newborn. Either way. Our process is to get out from the bodily conception of life, whether in death or in birth. जीवन मरण गति आरना राधा कृष्ण प्राण युगल किशोर. What?
Want to see?
Yeah, man, sing. You sing.
What?
Sing this verse.
Sing the bhajan.
Sing this verse.
Sing. Where's the bhajan? Bring out.
KK song.
Maharaj, will you play?
Huh?
Play Vedavyasa?
Okay, I can play. Love that.
Over. Come here. Maharaj, will you? I'll put on there. You put on there.
Oh.
Not yet.
Huh? Yeah. Ooh.
That's what the Wi-Fi is.
You can take out the knot if you want to.
It's so tight. Your father.
Yeah.
My problem. You can't do
It
that.
fell off me while I was doing Gora Arti. The knot came loose, so he tried it again.
KK song, KK song.
Or
I have it.
Ras figure, but we can mirror it.
So, Prabhu, if you can connect your phone.
You can do it.
Yeah, see, I'm going
So you can do Chromecast, right?
It's not working.
Yeah. Oh, no. It's not indirectly. That's why. So, if you want to do.
You can get it on
Yeah, airplane. Yeah, this is the best.
Krishna.
This is good. Go ahead.
Or should I use the computer, right?
Oh, use a phone too. Who's this?
I can.
Who's doing airplane?
No, wait.
Who's doing airplane right now? You're doing. So put your phone. It's so easy. Yeah, your
Just
phone works so
search
easily.
AK songs on your phone. How do you wait for it?
Yeah, give it to her. You good to go?
I don't know where you're.
The phone is there.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. Oh, it worked? Yeah.
Space.
Yes, Maharaj.
Radha Krishna divine couple, Sri Sri Radha and Krishna, is my life and soul. In the life or death, I have no other refuge but them. In a forest of small kadamba trees, on a bank of the Yamuna, I will sit the divine couple on a throne made of brilliant jewels. I will anoint their dark and fair forms with sandalwood paste, scented with chuya, and I will fan them with a charmer whisk. Oh, when will I behold their moonlight faces? After stringing together garlands of malati flowers, I will place them around their necks, and I will offer tambour scented with camphor to their lotus mouths. With the permission of all the Sakhis headed by Lalita and Vishaka, I will serve the lotus feet of Radha and Krishna. Narottam Das, the servant of Sri Chaitanya, Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, longs for this service to the divine couple.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol! Hari Bol!
His
आज
Holiness
तो मजा आया।
महाराज
आज
की
तो मजा
जय।
मजा आया आज।
मजा है।
मतलब दोनों तेलुगु लोग यहाँ बैठे हैं।
वैष्णव कीर्तन।
हाँ।
अरे from Telugu.
हरे कृष्णा।
Now what?
Next.
महाप्रसादे गोविंदे।
महाप्रसादे गोविंदे।
More?
Mahaprasade.
महाप्रसादे गोविंदे। नमो ब्रह्मणे